is here? I don't see Omar.
I just saw. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see that he's maybe trying to join. Omar, we don't see you, we don't hear you for the moment, so you might have to unlock your microphone and your camera. I can unlock your camera, but I won't do it just in case you're naked. You feel that I've had experience with this before. Okay, now you have sound. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Omar?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
Fantastic. Thanks. Honored to be here.
Yeah. So can we see you?
Yep. Just a second here.
Sure.
Carry on.
All right, let me turn this off. Okay, maybe we can start with where you're at in the journey, and if you want to share any recent wins or breakdowns and questions, we can start with that.
Yeah.
Go, Antoine?
Yeah. So I'm on day 17.
Yeah?
So it has been great so far. Like I've been working every day. Yeah, lots of breakthrough, I guess. But I didn't post anything because I wanted to tell you right now, like the last couple of days were amazing because you see, like I was scared of screaming in the apartment, you see, and so I had to do the writing exercise, but during the weekend. Mm-hmm. And during the weekend, I felt so bad doing it and scream, and I was like, oh, it's because it's the weekend, so I don't want to scream, blah blah blah. So, and I felt really bad, and my throat hurt when I was doing it, and I had
migraine.
Yeah, not a migraine, but like some sort of muscle thing, and then I did the freedom exercise right after, and I realized that it wasn't about the screaming.
No.
It wasn't about that, and I realized it today. I don't know if it's today or yesterday, but I realized that it's about just being present. And when I didn't. It's not that I didn't care anymore. It's just like it's not about my voice. It's about where I'm at the moment I'm doing it. Yeah. And suddenly the neighbors it didn't matter anymore. And
yeah.
And because I had trouble with my voice, like for years I haven't been able to sing and things like that. So I really thought it was like every time I want to do an exercise or act, I have to go really far in what I am doing. And doing the last couple of days exercises, I was much more focused on just what I felt. Yeah. And I started much tranquille.
Yeah.
And I could feel different things.
You know, I talk a lot about ease. And especially in the webinar, I talk a lot about ease. And it's not like I'm trying to do a marketing thing to attract people in. It's true. Yeah. Like when you are reset, it's easy. It's because you're being yourself. You stop trying to do something else. That's really hard work to try and not be you. It's so hard. When you can finally hear what's going on in there and you can be with it without being terrified by it or by the consequences of it, then it's really amazingly powerful and easy. Oh, there's Omar.
Hi, Omar.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I was just in the group just before you guys. I was doing a Q&A in the purpose group, right? So most people who finish the reset go in the purpose group, and that's where we work on characters. And this actress is just booking everything, and she just booked the lead in a series. And she was just saying that. She was just saying it's just so easy because you stop going, is it going to work? Is it going to be this or that? You're just yourself. So What else are you going to do? What else could possibly be better than yourself? There's nothing. And what else could possibly be more powerful than yourself? Nothing. Reggie, you're here. No, I'm excited because Reggie is snobbing us in the Facebook group. She doesn't want to come in the Facebook group, but somehow she knew we were having this. So I'm glad that she's there. Yeah, great. I'm happy you're stepping into that, Antoine, that discovery of it's all there. There's no pushing to do. There's no work to do. It's there.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's how to say, like, because I have had no training to be an actor. Like I started on stage right away, and so I started with like with I could act because I was afraid, because I needed to do it, but it was in a certain place, and now, yeah, I'm starting to see that I can actually let go and work on that and let it happen, and I'm actually really happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. That's why you started acting in the first place. That's why everybody starts acting. Because there's that feeling of like bliss or flying or pleasure or orgasm, or I don't know what it is. That's what you're in for, actually. Too often, that's not what people are feeling. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Great. Omar, you're on day 4?
Day 3. Starting day 3 today, so.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So I did the breathing and all that kind of stuff, and ready to tackle day 3. It's been just fantastic so far. I know we don't really get into the nitty gritty until probably today. I know you said day 3 is kind of when you start jumping into the stuff, but even so far, feeling pretty loose.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I've had people like say, like very seasoned actors who are after day 2 go on an audition, book it, and go, I've never felt this free in my entire life. So, whatever your process is, it's going to happen anyway because it's already in there. So there's nothing you can't have. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. How about you, Reggie? Where are you at?
I'm on day, I think, 23.
Yay. Wow. Okay. And how's it going so far?
It's good. I mean, there's some exercises I like or resonate more than others. Like I have to say, doing all the exercises, I've been kind of pretty much even keel with my emotions. But then I did the happy birthday exercise the last time, and I was able to, normally I'm kind of quiet because there's someone else in my house with me, but I was home alone that day and I was able to do it really, really loud. And then when I did it really loud, I felt something like shift in me and I just started crying. It was like great. I was like, wow, I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, it's there.
Great.
It's all in there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Jan.
And then
he can't hear us yet. He's figuring it out. Yeah, keep going, Reggie. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that, so I did the tapping. There was a day where you gave us a choice to choose the exercise, what we wanted to do, and I did the tapping. And then I realized where that built up whatever was coming from is that I'm making myself small so that other people don't feel bad about when I'm expressing myself.
All right, let me stay with you here for a little second. So you're not going to like it, but bear with me until the end, okay? So
okay.
So it's great that you're already discovering that you, not anyone else, you are making yourself small.
Right.
But the hidden thing behind it, the reason why you do it, I want you to try this on. When we say I'm making myself small so I don't disturb anyone, so I'm such a kind person, I'm going to make a caricature, right? Because we all have this, so it's not wrong, but I just want you to play with me for a bit. It's kind of acceptable. It's kind of acceptable to be such a nice person that you let others go first and then you make yourself smaller. In our culture, it's a kind of a quality, I would say. But we don't do anything for other people. We do things for us. So Try this on. I'll say that when we play small, it's usually because we don't want anyone to see our real full expressed self, because we're afraid we're going to fail, because we're afraid we're not good enough, because we're afraid we're going to fall flat on our head, because we think we're not perfect, blah, blah, blah. So being small is a way to hide. So it's a way to
I agree.
Right? So, and that is kind of less comfortable to sit with as a person. So I'm just saying that because you could sit with, oh, I play small because I'm really a loving person and I just, you know, I just let other people walk all over me, and that's just, I'm a very kind person. And you would never need to change that. But if you walk around saying, I play small because I'm a coward and I want to hide, you're going to be like, ugh, I can't keep doing this. This is yucky. I don't like this feeling. And it's not authentic, right?
Right.
It really isn't authentic. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Even if you're playing small, even if you're letting people go first, even if you're hiding, it's inauthentic to who you really are. So you can choose to be authentic and go, okay, well, I'm gonna play big and I'm gonna fall on my face sometimes, and sometimes not. And that's what life is. You know, I'll fall, I'll get hurt. People will try to hurt me, and that's life. I can't go through life without getting hurt. It's not possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Be with that. With the hiding, the reason behind it is the hiding to protect yourself, because you'll want to get rid of that faster.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me see if Jan is he struggling? Jan, can you hear us? Jan? Jan? Yeah, he's struggling. Let me see if he's asking anything in the group so I can help him out. And then I'll come back to you guys. Reset journey. No, he's not asking anything. Okay, well, I'll trust that he'll find a way to get on Zoom. Okay, more questions? Or comments? Or breakdowns or breakthroughs? Is that Yen that we're hearing? Yan? Connection off. Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Oh, Yan, you're here now. Yan, can you see us? Can you hear us? Yan? Can you see us? Can you hear us? No. Okay, I'm going to write to him. I can hear you, Yan. Can you hear us? Wait, Yan, we cannot hear you. Please post your questions in the chat. Okay, Antoine, you had another question?
Yeah, I wanted to hear, I don't know what to say in English, your analogy with roaches.
Don't pronounce that word when I'm drinking or eating. What do you mean analogy? Which analogy? I don't remember.
You say, you know, I'm watching the videos and you say like, oh, I have an analogy about that, and then you didn't say anything. And then today I did an exercise and there was again a freaking roach in the, I mean, I won't spoil like anything, but there was a roach again in the.
Oh yeah. I know the exercise. But an analogy about roaches?
Yeah, you say that, like I have an analogy about roaches, and then you change subject, and I was like, no, I want to hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't remember. What would be an analogy with roaches?
I don't really want to hear about it. But I need to hear about it.
It's my big black nightmare.
Yeah.
Road is so dark for me. It's so. But okay, if it comes back, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's a question I had at the very beginning of the discourse. It's not really a question I have right now. I feel like I have some sort of answer, but I thought it was interesting to ask. Like,
yeah.
Its first question I wrote was, sorry, I need to translate at the same time. I want to understand why is it that if I get better as a human being, I will be a less good comedian, actor.
If you get better as a human being.
Yeah, if I feel better, if I'm happier, or if things are more balanced in my life, why do I
feel less good comedian?
Why would I feel that I would be a less good, less interesting?
You're feeling that?
I think there was a fear that if I was more balanced in my life, that I would lose something that's very strong in my acting.
I don't know that is true. So if you're trying to be balanced, that's something else. If you're trying to become, trying is the key word, to become a better person, then you'll lose in your acting, because there's no such thing as a better you. There's just you. You're perfect already, right? So, and I can give you another example, is that I have friends of mine who are very close to Meryl Streep, and she's the kindest, most balanced person in the world, and she's probably the best actress in the world,
yeah.
Right? So there's really no such thing as, you might have kind of believed in the legends. Oh, Jan is there again. Can you hear us, Jan?
I finally hear you. I had huge trouble connecting from here. So, voila, hi.
Okay.
Hi.
So now have you. Hi. So what was I saying? You might have kind of fallen for the legend of the suffering artist.
When I was young.
Yeah, and it's cultural. I think especially in Europe, it's culturally, there's that thing, that if you suffer, you're more interesting. You can be super interesting if you suffer, and you can be super interesting if you're joyful.
Yeah.
It's becoming a better human being doesn't exist. Becoming more balanced exists, but trying to be more balanced, that might be the glitch. When you're trying to be a better person, I would do this. Trying to be better, that would kill everything authentic that you have going on. Yeah.
Okay.
I think authentic is the word that you want to go for. If you can be present to whatever you have going on, whether it's joy or suffering, then you're authentic and present and alive. So that works.
Yeah. Thank
Reggie,
you.
I'm just going to mute you because it's moving. Oh, I can't. Reggie, could you mute yourself? Can you mute yourself?
I'll try.
Yeah, for some reason I can't mute you. All right. Thank you. All right. So Jan, how are you doing?
But all right so far, I would think. I had a question on that $2 exercise.
Of course you do.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's too easy in a way, because
Perfect.
I mean, you said you have to do everything in your power to not get it. What is it? The money, or
The money.
get it? Trying to get it?
Yeah.
The money.
Yeah.
But that's easy. I mean, people don't want to give you money. I mean, most of the times.
Well, that's
I'm
what
not.
that's them. But for you to do everything in your power is what you're responsible for. They may give it or not.
Right.
You have to make sure they don't.
Yeah. But yeah.
It is
Yeah.
easy. No, it is easy. Everyone makes it difficult. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's a very easy exercise. You just go.
Actually, I found that. I thought it was going to be hard, but it's not. And I thought, well, maybe I'm not getting everything that's to it. I mean,
Okay, so
I did another 20 people today, and it's like, we get all kinds of different reactions. I mean, most people, I mean, which is normal in the street, they people, don't want to be bothered or like see what, and then the ones that are engaging, it can be very interesting. But okay, fine. I'll continue this.
So now let me check to make sure you're doing the exercise as it's designed. What are you experiencing when you're doing everything in your power to not get it?
But that's exactly that's my major question, because I walk up to people, I ask them very straight if they have €2 for me. It's like, there's this just like that, and then I see what comes back. I mean,
okay, so the just like that is not the exercise. So the thing is, and Omar, you're laughing probably nervously because now you're hearing what's
what am I signed up for? This is interesting.
Get me out of here fast. But don't worry, it makes sense. It's the best exercise in the whole journey.
I trust you.
Yeah. So this is the thing, Jan. So if you bump into someone, here are the steps, I would say, if I would describe the exercise like mechanically. You bump into someone, you listen and get present to what is happening in that moment, right? So if I look at you, there's a sensation. If I look at Antoine, there is a different one. If I look at Reggie, there's a different one. So I want to listen to that. And whatever that is, I'm going to dive in there fully and do everything in my power down that path to not get the $2 that I am asking you for. So if I just ask you, hi, do you have $2? Hi, do you have $2? Hi, do you have $2? That's not doing everything in my power to not get it. That's just asking, right?
Yeah.
Without caring. That's one kind of way to not step in it. So what you want to step in is practically like a cliff. The moment you see the person, you're at the edge of the cliff and you hear that sensation that is going on for you with them, and then you jump and you don't know where you're going. You have no idea how you're going to ask, but you are going to go all the way down that sensation and do everything in your power to not get it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that's, I mean, I'm definitely, everybody, I see people you meet in the street, you see, I do take them in because they're all different. That I do. And I see what's there.
Yeah.
And then I ask them the question. I mean, it's like, I know, Antoine, you are actually screaming at people sometimes, or is it?
Yeah, that happens.
I mean,
everything will happen. It's really, it's so graphic, this exercise. When you do it, it's not asking, it's doing everything in your power to not get what you're asking for. So what it's working on is, how we have been conditioned to get the yes, always. Everything from your parents to school to society, you have been conditioned to get the win, to get the yes. And this is unconditioning you because it's saying you don't want the yes. So what happens when you do not want the yes? Then suddenly, then there's 360 degrees of possibilities are opening because there's no right way.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not expecting a yes. I'm expecting a no.
You're expecting, which is still different than doing everything in my power to not get it.
I'll keep working a bit on this. I'll see if I can, because it's not.
Yeah. But so you want to get present to how big that is. Everything in my power means there's no playing small. Doesn't mean it has to be big, but it means you go all the way. So let's say I do it now, and we can all do it together, like we do it in the right. So let's say I turn around, okay, and I don't want to know what I'm gonna do or who I'm gonna look for. Okay, I'm gonna look at you, Jan. All right. Could I have
like
planned that? No. Did you understand what I said? No. Did I do everything in my power so that you wouldn't give it to me? Yeah, because you didn't even understand what I said. Right? So that's where we're going. Did it cost me energy? No, because I just was listening to what was there. I have no idea what it was. It's not even that you can say, okay, when I look at Jan, I'm scared and therefore I should act afraid. That's not it either, right? It's just go with the sensation and go explore it as much as you can without trying to be appropriate. Does that make sense? But let's say I was afraid of you, right? So I turn around and I look at you and it's tricky. And then I can run away. And I asked and I did everything in my power for you to not get it. And I went from a place of fear. And I acted this one, right? But still, even if you push yourself into an acting thing, then you can just be with the sensation and stay with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, that's a half a yes, half a no. What's the no about?
Yeah, because you're not totally clear, but I think I know what you mean. But what I see you do is like act. It's like act a crazy person. You see, that's like you're coming from this, and I don't feel, because frankly, I mean, I found this a lot of fun. I mean, contrary to what I was expecting, it's always been fun. It's a very free feeling to just walk up to anyone, to just like, and pop that question and so I can then see what happens. That in itself is a very kind of already liberating experience, but that's not what you mean. But in acting as a crazy homeless person or whatever, even though I don't look homeless, and that's also not the idea, you see?
Yeah, no, the idea is not to play crazy. No. I'm not trying to play crazy. And sometimes I won't play crazy. I'll just listen to my impulsive. And if there's nothing there, it will be very seamless and you won't see anything. I'm not trying to play crazy. But the thing is, it's really not about just asking a question and seeing what happens, because the what happens will not happen there. It's experimenting where I go.
Uh-huh.
And it might be crazy. It might be closed off. It might be huge. It might be angry. It doesn't matter. But it's just, can I be with this? And if I'm asking this question and I'm interested to see what's the reaction, I'm not doing the exercise, because it's really not about them. It's about a whole experience. How can I be with the moment no matter what, even if I'm being looked at and people are going to think I'm crazy, or whatever comes out of you, right?
Uh-huh.
Well,
yes, Antoine, did you want to contribute to the conversation?
Yeah, because like it was really hard for me to do it. Even right now, even if I have fun now, sometimes it's hard just to go out and do it. But I feel like there is that thing where you have to do it. I only do it when I cross the eyes of someone, and there at that moment something happens, and if you let that happen, just that crossing the look, right at that moment something shows up. Mm-hmm. And because if you think before, then I mean, yeah, you can go to anybody and ask for €2 or $2, but that moment where you are like very close to someone and there's the eyes crossing, then it's wow. Like I told you, like I was scared of going to some people because it was like people who could like, I don't know why, like physically hurt me. And so I crossed a guy like that, and he was the one coming to me, looking at me. So I froze like this, and I started smiling and asked nicely because I was scared. And at the same time, my hand was doing like, don't give it to me. And he was looking at me like, what the hell? But it was like, it's always like surprising what happens.
Yeah, you can't know because you couldn't possibly plan it if it's free.
So some days I'm like so shy and so like talking in my beard and being weird, and sometimes like people scream at me. But sometimes like there is a lot of humor. Or today I sang a lot.
You sang?
I don't know what I sang. Yeah, and I'm afraid of singing in front of people. But today, like, it came many times, like without thinking about it. Like I would sing, and it made me feel good, and they understood like it was some sort of a joke, or I didn't really want it to heroes, but I was still asking for real. So,
okay, cool.
Does it stop one day?
Oh yeah. I mean, at one point, it was such a blast doing it.
No, but it's cool, yeah.
Stop the exercise. I mean, you know, do it during the journey. Some people continue doing it before auditions because it unlocks their freedom so fast that they do it before they go to auditions. And some people are so, you know, have discovered such a new world with it and did it during the journey that then they stop because it's like inside. But there's other levels, you know, then you can ask for €100 or for their car, and you can have so much fun doing it because it's just, you know, muscling your instrument.
Yeah.
But yeah, the discomfort stops once you've unlocked where that freedom thing is. The discomfort stops. It starts being like exhilarating. It really is exhilarating. Reggie, I know that you were in and out with the exercise during the last Q&A. Where are you at with it?
Still in and out. I haven't given up, but I'm not doing it consistently.
Yeah. And is that another way to hide, you think?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to push myself to do it. One thing you said just now did help me to realize where you're coming from with it. You said it's all about where you are. It's not really about what you're saying. It's about staying in the moment of where you are right now, no matter what's going on. So that helps me like understand a little bit more like what I'm doing out there.
Yeah. And I think that the preconceived idea that appears in this talk conditioned to be really nice and neat and tied up. If not, we would be the bad crazy ones. So as soon as you're starting to try to step out of that conditioning, well, you know, all that meaning that was given around freedom earlier is coming back. So I would even say embrace crazy. The crazier you feel, you might be the most authentic. Maybe what is crazy is to not live all those things. Probably is. To not listen to our impulses, to behave, to be appropriate. That's crazy. To spend our lifetime here and we don't know how long we're going to spend here, and to actually not listen to every single emotion, that's crazy. Yeah. And I think, I don't know if I've shared this with your group, but another way to look at the exercise or to understand it is realizing that kids, if you can be close to kids, or if you have kids in your family or whatnot, kids do the $2 exercise all day long because they have no strategy to get it yet. I mean, little kids, the conditioning hasn't worked enough on them. So they'll just, you know, yell like maniacs. Whatever they're feeling in the moment, they will feel it because they have no capacity to have the strategy to do it right yet. So it's really going back to that state of, I will do whatever the hell I feel, and I'm not responsible for the outcome of it, right? That's how kids behave when they can't have something. All right. More questions or comments or breakthroughs or breakdowns? Yes, Reggie.
Comments. So not to give away anything to people who haven't gotten that far, but this exercise,
yeah,
that exercise, so doing it, and I understand you're supposed to get past the point of being uncomfortable with it. It kind of reminds me of yoga, because I started doing yoga a couple of years ago, and it was really hard. And then, you know, you're supposed to breathe through the pain till you get to the other side of it. So I kind of was assimilating that to yoga. Is that the kind of the same thing?
Yeah, yoga, meditation, all practices go and end up in the same place, which is to be with it. And sometimes just the advice of being with it doesn't really, people get stuck into, but how do I be with the sensation? It's unbearable. I can't be with it, right? So all of the exercises that we do, including that one, are giving you access to being with it. Does that make sense? And yeah, that's a very graphic one because it's super graphic, right? It's like so precise. If you resist the sensation, the resistance builds up and it's really uncomfortable. And if you go towards it, not just embrace it, not just accept it, but if you go towards it, then there's really huge, huge, huge energy on the other side. And it is the same exercise as all the others, right? But it comes later in the journey because now you can hear it. If I gave this one in the beginning, people would literally not be in this journey for a very long time. Yeah. Have you experienced the other side of it or not yet?
I felt like, I'm not sure if I experienced the other side, but I felt like I didn't feel the discomfort as much anymore, and that I was going there, but I didn't feel like a sensation in my body or anything like that. I just felt like, oh, I don't really feel it as much anymore. I think it's gone. Yeah,
it literally disappears. The sensation disappears. Yeah. But were you feeling a lot of energy and peace and similar things to that?
No.
What were you feeling?
Just like, wow, I don't feel it anymore, but I wasn't feeling anything physical in my body, any tingling or any energy, anything like that.
Well, the not feeling it anymore is already great. Try it again.
Okay.
And observe, really just observe if there's anything moving, sweats, or, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, heat.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for not giving it away. So that they stay in and they finish their journey. Okay. All right. I should have that in the regulations. Please do not divulge this exercise and this exercise. Do not talk about those exercises in the Q&A. $2 would definitely be part of it. Okay, more? Yes, yeah, you had a question.
Yeah, I had this, it's about resistance, because, I mean, this kind of goes like, I mean, I've been doing this I'm on day 8 now, right? So, and I felt hugely tired today, because I think it's very intense. I think with all the breathing and all of that, it's just like, you're stacking it very close on each other, and a lot of feelings I'd rather not feel. So in big waves coming up, right? And it's like, so voila, just saying that, throwing it in the air. Even to the point that because I am on my vacation, right? I mean, I have a full-time job, and I thought, let me do that. And, you know,
it's a spicy vacation.
I'm kind of wondering, because I was so tired already, needing a vacation, and it's like, and it kind of works out that, you know, my girlfriend is working anyway now, so I think, I can do this, But now
Yeah.
at this point, I'm really not sure. Was this really a good idea to start this, or like?
No, it is.
I really
is.
don't know. By the time I have to go back to work, what that if. But I think it'll be fine.
Yes. But so in the first phase of the journey, which you're in, the detoxification is big because, like you said, you're moving a lot of emotions that you'd rather not feel. They've been in the closet for a long time, and your resistance has kept everything in check to be in a safe place. And now you're challenging all of that, and you're saying, no, well, we're not going to do that this way anymore. So it's shifting so much that people have a lot of migraines, insomnia, the opposite. They want to sleep all the time. I've had many moments where I was coaching, even in the corporate world, like we were doing some of this exercises, and there's the CEO in front of me going, I have to sleep right now. And I was like, okay, well, lay down on the sofa and sleep. And it's totally good. You know, it's sleeping is part of the reset, of the natural reset, right? When you sleep, everything is starting to get organized inside. So think of it more as it's not making you tired, but it's taking care of what needs to be taken care of, so you will have way more energy afterwards. So it's kind of letting go of the stuff that you're carrying around and that's so heavy but you can cope with that level of being tired. Now you're letting go of those things, but it's kind of doing things in such an other way that it will generate different detox symptoms for everyone. And it's great. It means you're doing the work. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
All right. Why are you laughing? Because are you thinking I knew I would never have been here?
Well, frankly, I think it's like I should have known because I mean, I've been in acting class before. It's like a long time ago, but it's like I should have known. But frankly, I didn't think clearly enough what this was gonna be because it seems like every day this becomes like bigger and it's taking up more space and
you're at day 8, and I can promise you way worse is coming. But I can promise you also, Jan. This is really not an acting class. It really is working on your instrument, and it's really getting you back to who you really are. And it's crazy because so one of my assistants was telling me, you have to stop saying that because it's recorded and one day it won't be true. And then people will say she was lying. But no one who has done the journey has ever not gotten to the other side. No one has ever said, you guaranteed this program and it didn't work and I want my money back. No one, because it cannot fail. It's about your humanity. So there is no way that this can't work if you're doing it. And so look at that finish line and what you know has been tied up inside of you, and inevitably to get to the finish line, it's gonna necessitate a different Jan than the one who got to where he is right now. Does that make sense? So there's some stuff that is leaving and shedding, and some new stuff that is emerging, and it's uncomfortable during the transformation, and then afterwards it's like it's really great, really great. Yes, Reggie?
I just wanted to say to Jan that I also started this journey when I was on vacation. I was on a 10-day vacation, and I have to say it was very helpful because it allowed me to dive deeper into it versus, having to worry about commuting to work, so that when I did go back to work, I had a basis to go on because now I'm busy, but now I'm in a groove of doing it so I can keep going. Had I started doing this while I was at work, I probably would have quit.
Yeah. Makes sense. Did you get all of that, Jan, or you had a sound problem?
There was a sound problem, but I understand you said that you probably started this during the time off. If you would have started this while you were at work, it would have been too difficult, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what you were saying, right? Yes,
Yep.
yes. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, the beginning is the most challenging. Then you start enjoying the benefits of it. You start, there's some energy that is starting to come in, and then you start surfing. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Anything else? All good? We have a choppy connection today, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, I have one. This is actually on the exercise from today because I'm starting on the monologue. Because you said you pick up the line, you say the line, and before that you pick up the line, you feel the emotion, and you go. Are you actually talking about what I feel at the moment, or are you saying you try out different emotions, or both of them? Because that wasn't clear.
Yeah, the same as in the $2. Like, you listen to what's there. Is it triggered by the line? Is it triggered by what happened just before with your wife? Is it triggered by the rain? Is it triggered by all of it together? It doesn't matter. You just listen to what's there, and no matter what's there, even if it doesn't work with the line, you just have reverence for that. Nothing else but what's authentically there for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, you guys. You have another one, Antoine?
I had two actually. It's already 45 minutes.
Yeah, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure about my contract. It's been a long time, but I just wanted to have your feedback on it and a quick question about Focus Pin. So I wrote down for my contract, as from now on, I am connected to my emotions and follow my instinct, both in my creative and personal life.
Okay, how does it feel to you?
It feels like that's urgent. It feels right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no words in there that are not enhancing, so that's great.
Okay.
And what about the focus pin?
The focus pin is that I did it 4 times, like basically exactly as you say the first times. But this morning I woke up and I had this feeling like I wrote only, my first sentence was, I feel alone. There was no like, yesterday that happened and then I was feeling this, or it was just that, and I could do the exercise with no problem. But I was wondering if I should try to.
If it had to be yesterday?
Yeah, it was just like a general. It was more like a general feeling.
No, that's not a problem. Wait, let me close the doors. Some people are coming in. No, that's not a problem. You can do it that way, and the more you'll do it, you'll see that at one point there'll be nothing for you to spin about, because you're spinning automatically. So no, that's fine to just have a feeling of the day, and to, if you want to do some focusing on that works.
It worked. I just needed
to confirm. Yeah. Oh, good. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Well,
I want to say it's super nice to see you, to talk to you, to see all of you guys. On you too,
Yeah.
Like,
same for me. I'm always very excited about the Q&As because I get to interact with you directly, so that's fun.
Yeah.
And I get to, get a glimpse of what is happening to you in the Facebook group, so I enjoy that too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how you move through things and what you discover and what you hit your head on and all of that good stuff. It's all perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that's great. And let me just double check if we didn't have a last minute question in the comments of the group, but I don't think so because I checked before. Let me see. No questions. Okay, cool. Have fun, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Joe. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, guys.